Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. We're going to pick two random SoulsBorne bosses, and then they will play a game of hopscotch, and the winner of the game of hopscotch will be the winner. I don't think I have ever created a more simple scenario than that right there, and I don't think there's enough children's games incorporated into SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. And I have decided to rectify that here today. So, there you have it. Doesn't get any easier than that. We have pretty close to 100 bosses in this little generator that I've created. And some bonus, spaces too. It's not all bosses. You can probably see them if you look very closely. There are some special things we can land on here. So, always makes things more interesting here. So we will clear the battlefield. It can house any and all SoulsBorne bosses, and it has housed all of them at least once, because you never know what can happen here on SoulsBorne Battle to Death. So we're going to stop this little generator. We are going to see who we're going to land on as we decide what the battle is going to be today. Vicar Amelia from Bloodborne. Vicar Amelia is tough. I was just having a discussion with Christian, my oldest son. A few days ago, we were talking about Bloodborne. And he loves Bloodborne. I think Bloodborne is his favorite FromSoft game. But he was talking about how a lot of the bosses in Bloodborne just seem to be very similar, and a lot of them really are basically the same. You're talking about Vicar Amelia, and Bloodstar Beast is a little bit of different design, but very similar kind of creature, and the Cleric Beast and things like that. You really think about it? Yeah, it's kind of interesting to think about. Went off on a little bit of a tangent there, I'm sorry. But Vicar Amelia is tough. And she's fast and she hits hard. So, yeah, pretty good boss, I would say, to land on the SoulsBorne Battles to the Death. We have landed on Vicar Amelia before. Who did she take on? I can't even remember. I think it was relatively early on in SoulsBorne Battles to the Death as well. As I got my little notebook here. I can't freaking turn it properly because of the fight I lost to the apple slicer a few days ago. Should not take long to find Vicar Amelia in here. Really? I can't find Vicar Amelia in here. And I know that I landed on her because I remember getting a comment from somebody that said, "Goodbye, Amelia." There's the Bloodstar Beast in Battle to the Death 32. Really? I can't find Vicar Amelia in here? Okay, cool. I'm burning up precious recording time trying to find this, and I cannot find her. And yet I know I landed on her at least once. Okay, we're going to have to abandon ship on that. I apologize for that waste of time. But Vicar Amelia is a tough opponent. It's possible we landed on her in the episodes before I started doing the bios and stuff like that, which would not be on that list. So, yeah. Vicar Amelia is competitor number 1 in SoulsBorne Battles to the Death. And she is a tough competitor, so there's a lot of interesting fights that could possibly await her. We're going to take this wheel for another spin. We are going to decide who the opponent is going to be for Vicar Amelia in this hopscotch contest. Vicar Amelia is going to play hopscotch. Can you possibly imagine that? I couldn't really imagine. Well, couldn't imagine any of the SoulsBorne bosses playing hopscotch, but particularly the bosses of Bloodborne. that is even more interesting to me. So yeah, that would be very interesting. All right, Vicar Amelia. On one end of the battlefield, and on the other end of the battlefield, we have the Dark Lurker from Dark Souls 2. I think that might be the third time we have landed on the Dark Lurker. Now, I know I can find the Dark Lurker on this freaking list, having landed on it twice. Okay, yeah. The Amygdala in episode 55. And I think it was Dancer of the Boreal Valley. Could be. I don't know. I can't find it. I'm not going to spend too much time looking for it. Okay. Vicar Amelia against the Dark Lurker. And I learned that the Dark Lurker is actually tougher than I thought it was. So this could be a very interesting fight. So we are going to have to go to the contractually obligated bio. So let's have a look at Vicar Amelia. Vicar Amelia is the successor of Lawrence and a high-ranking member of the Healing Church. And she is also the person to whom the gold pendant has been passed down upon. There is not much in the way of lore surrounding her. Really nothing at all. But she is a very tough opponent. As a true beast, she is susceptible to fire and serration. She's very aggressive. And in this battle arena that you fight her in Bloodborne, there is no place that you are safe from her. She will close the distance very, very quickly. And the gold pendant is more than just a simple locket, as it says on the wiki. She can also use it to heal during her matches, which is completely unnecessary. It's just not necessary in this total bitch of a fight. Vicar Amelia is no joke, and I have spent many dozens of minutes / hours battling this very, very difficult enemy. So yeah, anytime Amelia pops up on SoulsBorne Battles to the Death, it's going to be a very tough time for the person on the other side of the battlefield. I can certainly say that much. And yeah, she has very sharp claws like a cat, very long arms, and yeah, she could do a great deal of damage in a very short period of time. So those are all things you do not want to be mixed up in. Certainly in life and also in SoulsBorne Battles to the Death. Dark Lurker lore does not exist. The Dark Lurker can only be fought through the Pilgrims of the Dark Covenant. Once all the beacons in the Dark Chasm of Old are lit, you will be automatically transported to its arena, and then you will fight this boss. When you look at it, it's kind of a badass looking boss. It presents itself as a four-armed angelic humanoid. Its face is completely obscured by a hood. It has wings. But it is weak to lightning and has moderate fire and magic resistance. And it is extremely resistant to dark damage, as one might expect. Once its health drops below 60, it will attempt to make a copy of itself. And it has some weapons that are no joke. It is armed with a dark sword, a laser beam, a dark spear, a dark meteor, fireballs, explosions, and, as I said before, the ability to make a copy of itself. So I may or may not have joked about the Dark Lurker when it was selected for SoulsBorne Battles to the Death, but the truth of the matter is, it's a pretty formidable opponent, and it's certainly not something you... I know I've said this before about other bosses, but you don't want to come across this boss in a dark alley, that's for sure. I would most likely poop myself. Yeah, I think the Dark Lurker gets overlooked a lot in Souls history, but I think you could put it up against just about any boss in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death that could most certainly hold its own. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. This is actually a pretty difficult fight to rank, I think. A very difficult fight to decide. Like I said in the bio, I had a very difficult time with Vicar Amelia. Not a difficult time like I did with the Nameless King in Dark Souls 3 or anything like that, but a tough enough time that I certainly remember the fight. I did also have a difficult time with Dark Lurker. And yeah, I've read things that like Dark Lurker is like the toughest boss in Dark Souls 2. So I don't know, it's really I almost kind of want to give this one to the Dark Lurker, but I also I think I just remember having a much more difficult time with Amelia, and I think that Vicar Amelia probably takes this fight. I really do. I don't know. It's tough. If people are going to tell me that Dark Lurker would win this fight, you won't get any argument out of me. But I think that Vicar Amelia probably wins this fight more often than not. So, yeah, that is my choice. That is my decision. That is my final answer. I am going with Vicar Amelia in this fight. So, that is who I believe would win. Sorry if you disagree, but that is why we do what we do here. So, my verdict is that I believe that Vicar Amelia would win this fight more often than not 10 times not 10 times out of 10, but at least 6 times out of 10 I think Vicar Amelia wins this fight. But that is just my opinion. Feel free to leave yours in the comments. And with that, yet another episode of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death draws to a close. RobertBlanchardBooks.com. If you're interested in the award-winning Roar of a Dragon series, you can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. If you'd like to hear more about them, the Rise of Dragons podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. My Linktree, my Instagram, my Twitter, all Bobby's World 2110. Mondays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is the Dark Souls Remastered No Estus run. And this past Monday is an episode you are not going to want to miss, because it is the Win or Bust versus the Capra Demon. And I will say that it is a very long episode. Just about an hour and 40 minutes, and I apologize for that, but you are definitely going to want to see this if you enjoy me losing my mind, and if you enjoy me pissing all over Dark Souls. So, yeah, that is one you're going to want to check out. And also if you I'm beginning to build a case against Dark Souls. I'm going to take Dark Souls Remastered to court at some point. And I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to find a way. And I'm building a case. And this episode has a lot of evidence in my favor against it. So that is something else you're going to want to check out if you are interested in seeing that. And Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is what you're watching right now. SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. So if you enjoyed what you watched here today, so come back here. Sorry. If you enjoyed what you watched here today, come back here next week and check out another episode. And obviously, this is episode, is this 68 or 69? I'm not sure. It's one of the two. I've done a lot of these things. Obviously, there's a whole archive of them. Go back and check them out if you're interested. So yeah. I love and appreciate you guys. Your love and support means so much to me. I've talked a lot about how tired I have been lately. There's a lot going on. I finally knuckled under and asked my boss for some time off from work at the end of the month. So I'm looking forward to that. It is much needed. my mental health has not been up to snuff lately, and I'm getting a little moodier. Just a little bit moodier, and you can probably see that on the Dark Souls remastered thing as well. You're definitely seeing a lot of moodiness from me. Excuse me. So yeah, there's a lot of that going on. I'm trying to keep things in perspective and keep things under control, but it's getting increasingly difficult the more and more tired I get. So, but I appreciate your patience with me, and I love and appreciate you guys very much. So I hope you guys have a lovely week, and cling close to the people around you that love you, because it's just very important. It's just very important. Not everybody has people around them that love them, or they do and they don't realize it, you know, or they do and they take it for granted or whatever. But I have so many amazing people around me that love me and help me and take care of me, and sometimes my moodiness gets the better of me, but I really try hard not to let that happen. It doesn't happen very often, but I still hate it when it does. It's not fair. So I guess that's my message for this week. Appreciate the people around you who love you and take care of you, because sometimes it's a rare breed in this world, so you want to hang on to that and appreciate that as much as humanly possible. So that's my preaching for this week. That's all I really got to say. So hope everyone has an amazing week. Be well, stay safe, and as always, it's Bobby's World, and you're all just living in it. See you for live, y'all. Bye. What's going on, guys? Thank you for checking out the video today, but I got a question for you. Did you know I wrote a book? Did you know I wrote 3 books? Did you know that they're all part of the same series? The Roar of a Dragon, The Treachery of a Weasel, and The Cry of a Raven. ReadersFavorite.com says that its intensity rivals that of the Game of Thrones series. Now, I personally think that's crazy, but it's not for me to judge. It's for you to judge. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com and you can check out the books right now. But wait, that's not all. All 3 books got 5-star reviews in ReadersFavorite.com. These books won the Silver Medal in the Literary Titan Awards. The Cry of a Raven won silver at the Global eBook Awards. So what are you waiting for? Read about Aiden's dream to become a Knight of Delmar. Read about his death and resurrection. Oops, I gave that away, didn't I? And read about his journey back home from 3,000 years in the future to stop the evil that started in Delmar. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. And then, if you're interested, you can buy the books there as well. And if you've already read the books or you just want to hear more about them, you can check out the Rise of Dragons podcast. You can listen to it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And in every episode, I cover a character from the book, an event from the book, my journey into writing, and everything in between. Ripley, what do you got to say about all this?
Give me a treat or I will end you.
You know she's telling you to check out the books. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com to check out the books, or listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast if you want to hear about them. That's all I got to say, and thank you for watching this video.